This is the Indonesia Channel.
Hello and welcome to Hot Indonesia, the show that forced Oprah Winfrey off the air. Did you know that?
What?
Yeah. I'm Dalton Tananaka in Jakarta. Here is this week's HI Hot List. Throwback threat. Why would anyone recommend doing away with direct elections? Tweet heat, is criticism on social media a crime? And hands-on help. Why getting directly involved in doing good helps everyone. Sitting next to me since 2009.
Wow.
Is Rahayu Saraswati, Sarah, activist, parliament member-elect, and home renovation expert. You're getting there, right?
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
Yenny is out this week. Our guest host is Handi Kurniawan, an executive at Sinarmas, one of the country's leading conglomerates, aspiring talk show host and author.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
What else are you not?
I know, he's everything. Hot topic number one, throwback threat. Critics say a bill being considered by Parliament would take Indonesia back to the dictatorial days of Suharto. If passed, regional leaders would no longer be directly elected by voters, but would be appointed. The red and white coalition of losing presidential candidate Prabowo Subianto is supporting this, with one result, the incoming governor quitting his party in protest. Now, Sarah, you have been exposed to democracies around the world. What is the basis of your uncle's argument in support of this?
Again, I think I need to start making clear distinction that by sitting here, I'm not here representing my uncle.
I know, but you know him well.
Opinions.
You know, and you're a member of the party, the Garinger party. So
yes, but my opinions are my own.
I'm good. So
I have to make that.
And I want to hear your opinion, but basically, what is your party saying? Why would they want to go back to having it appointed?
Okay. I think number one, you know, what you said about the dictatorial fear, I think that's a little bit, again, people are using this as this kind of excuse,
scare tactic?
A scare tactic to kind of go, don't support it, because and then they're saying that this is not pro-democracy, which is, well,
true.
To be honest, not really, because look at, I'm sorry, I have to ask Dalton, you're originally from America.
Yes.
How does it work over there?
You elect your governors, you elect your mayors, one man, one vote.
And then who elects how do you actually elect the president?
Well, that's electoral college, and that's a different kind of thing. It's not like people in power electing them. It's people who are representatives of the people electing them. So it's a little different.
Right. So, I mean, it's a little bit of, okay, so...
But here, they want the president and his men to directly appoint the governor again.
Okay. No, that's different. It's not the president and his men. It's talking about the representatives that are chosen directly by the people to make the decision.
But they fought in '98
so,
to
okay, here's the thing. In my district, for example, Dalton, I'm not saying whether this is good or not, okay? I'm not... This is not the place for that, because I am
this
a part
is a place for that. I want to know if it's good or bad for it.
I'm not yet a member of the parliament, okay. But for example, in my district, there are 3 sub-districts, you know, 3 areas.
And you want to be able to appoint them?
Well, no. It's not me. It's actually from the district.
Well, somebody above will appoint.
So, the representatives that are chosen directly by the people to represent them, who gets to choose. So this is actually in accordance to the 4th, how do I say it? The 4th line, the 4th
but it goes
subject
back
in our
to
Pancasila,
people fighting, for example, like I want to get Handi's opinion on in Hong Kong.
Right.
In Hong Kong,
I'm not even done saying my example. Hold on.
But you got 3 and we got...
No. Example.
Give me one.
Okay, one example. A person who was running to become a mayor of that district spent $5 million to get elected and did not even get elected.
And that's
First
democracy.
Of all,
that's democracy.
They had to pay... I'm sorry, but even though it's not actually legal, but they would pay the parties to be the ones to say, yes, we are supporting this person to go and become a candidate.
Well,
First of all, to become a candidate,
system.
You have to get the parties
we
to go.
We fine-tune the system, don't change the law. Anyway, Handi, in Hong Kong, as you know, people are fighting literally on the streets to get direct election, not having people appointed from Beijing.
We don't need to fight here. And I'm glad that Sarah said that she has her own opinion, and I think we have a hope. and that's really courageous. And I think we have.
No, she didn't say she didn't support.
She didn't say.
No.
Yeah, but she has her own opinion, and I think that
Okay,
that is great.
wait a minute. As a voter, as a citizen, don't you want to be able to directly elect your governor?
Absolutely.
So you don't want to change back?
Yeah, that's my view also. I think we've seen many good results of having direct elections.
And we also have many bad results of having direct
True,
elections.
but then you don't change the law. You just fix how it's working.
But here's the thing:
Because
if
people
know
fell
about
in 98.
we know about the corruption and the money politics that's happening here in
It happens in
Indonesia.
both systems, true.
It happens in all systems.
Okay.
But what we're saying is, or I shouldn't say we, but yes, okay. What the coalition, the red and white coalition, is saying is that look, by going into the old system of having the representatives of the district actually choose the governor or the mayors,
it frees
you
people
can
up.
actually as long as we build up the transparency of transactions that are being done, whether there's gratifications or corruptions being done and bribery being done, that you can basically, instead of
And what is the hope of that?
looking at 2 or 3 million people
What is
being
the hope of
bribed to
that,
vote,
being transparent?
you actually have to, you just look at the 60 or 70 representatives that have been chosen directly by the people to actually make
Handi,
the
what is
decision.
your fear?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think transparency is very good, and I think the situation have changed. That now our people are getting smarter, and they know what is good, what is bad. And by having these situations now, I think having direct election will have more greater impact to our societies. And that's my
Going
opinion.
forward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, Sarah, I see your point, and as a...
I'm
like
on
that.
a
I like
positive
that.
side.
I like that.
As a
I like
voter,
that.
I would want to directly elect my guy, but again, I go back to why change the law? Why not fine-tune what we have to make it work in the way it was intended to? That is, have transparency, but still being able to vote directly for your guy or
Again,
gal,
in
like you.
an ideal world, yes,
Would
absolutely.
you want somebody who've appointed
Unfortunately,
you?
this is a very realistic situation
Yes.
where I saw how it was done, because there was actually an election being done while I was running my campaign, and I saw directly how the people in Indonesia, because of the education level, you cannot expect a
politics,
farmer
yeah,
to
their money
have the
politics,
same knowledge
understood.
as a PhD.
So you're saying
a
leave it in
person
the
with a
hands of
PhD.
someone who has the knowledge to appoint?
So I think
One of them is that.
we need to
One of them
welcome
is that.
meritocracy. The best people will run the show.
But who decides? That's what
Yes.
we're talking about.
And that meritocracy also comes with the ability to influence people,
Right.
but not with the money politics. Of course.
Okay, this bill will be decided by the end of the month, probably before you get in Parliament, but if it's carried over, let's see what you do on the floor.
Well, I think everybody already knows where
I think so. They heard you without mics. Okay. Hot Indo will continue shortly. Does saying something stinks on Facebook mean jail time?
I'm Julia, and this is iPop Playlist.
Kekasihku jangan terus mengujiku.
Merah putih teruslah kau berkibar. It's an hour a day of the hottest music from the best Indonesian artists.
Kau membuatku merasakan indahnya jatuh cinta.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Turner, and welcome to Yoga Bliss. Right, and then start to fly. Out and up to the sky, breathing here. Blank arms wide, reaching out over your right fingertip. And inhale it all the way up and open. travels every week on the Indonesia channel. Namaste.
Indonesia's first 24-hour English TV channel is here, with an exciting mix of programming to inform and entertain viewers around the world. The Indonesia channel offers something for everyone, from world-class lifestyle shows like Yoga Bliss to the hottest music hits and artists on iPop. News and information are an important part of the Indonesia channel, with Today's Indonesia and ASEAN Today providing what you need to know. International hosts such as Lorraine Han, Jamie Aditya, Caitlin Turner, and Dalton Tanonaka are among the faces you'll see. Movies, dramas, travel, and more are all on the Indonesia channel for the world to see. You're watching the new Hot Indonesia with me, Sarah, and guest host Handi Kurniawan. Here's hot topic number 2, tweet heat. Online comments made by a Yogyakarta student landed her in jail. Florence Sihombing criticized the central Java city after a trivial incident involving cutting in line. Citizens groups reported her to police, and Florence spent 3 days in detention. Civil liberties groups called this an overreaction. Yeah. I mean, come on. If everyone were reported to authorities for criticizing something or someone, there'd be no one outside to unlock the door. We all have opinions.
It is a bit of an overstatement. But in this case, I would like to ask for Handi's opinion. I mean, we're kind of in the media, so I mean, we know how that.
Yeah, well, we believe in freedom of expression.
I've seen the same case when I was in Singapore. And there's a Chinese student.
Singapore's a little different place now. They're worried about you saying.
You've always been very critical.
It is the environment.
But even in that case, this student didn't go to jail. So this student is now being sent back to China. And
so deported?
What is worse?
I was going to say deported?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not deported, or this person is finally decided to return home.
Yeah, involuntarily decided. Isn't it time for you to go back to China?
I think Dalton. Okay, I think the point is this. I think the biggest liberty is also to be able to limit ourselves. And the greatest possession of
limit yourself.
Yes,
that's self-censorship,
including the making opinion to others, because I think the greatest possession of man is the dignity, and nobody.
Okay. Handi, let me read what she said, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Preach the dignity of other people.
I understand. She criticized basically a city. She wasn't talking about individuals.
That's right.
You know, basically said, quote, Jogja is poor, idiotic, uncivilized.
Right.
Friends from Jakarta and Bandung don't stay in Jogja. I mean, we all have opinions about places.
Make her go to jail, I think, is a bit too much, in my opinion.
You. Yeah.
Okay, you got him to say what you want.
She apologized. The university suspended her for a semester. I mean, isn't that enough?
It is very much an overstatement. I think there is a difference between cyberbullying and cyber criticism.
Right.
And then
that's what the law was intended to do, protect against that kind of harmful thing.
Absolutely. What we have to ask is, I mean, what harm did she do by actually tweeting that? I mean, will all of a sudden the whole of Bandung and Jakarta people decide not to go to Yogyakarta? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah, definitely not.
And it's different when you say, for example, I think this happens in America, where you are allowed to say, hey, you know, for example,
this is called TripAdvisor.
Like United Airlines, I'm having problems here in this airport, and then you know what? Instead of saying, hey, you go to jail because we don't like what you're saying, they actually say it's customer service. So, however, what's really interesting in this case was that when she made that criticism, she was actually kind of
wrong.
in the wrong
because
she was trying to cut in line, and people were telling her.
So that's what they were
off.
mad about. If she didn't, if she was the one being, offended by something, maybe the public opinion would have been different.
Would have been different.
This extended beyond a private citizen. As we know, in the past, public officials in Jakarta and Bandung, the recent Bandung mayor's case, have reported public citizens to the police for comments critical of them. Now, that's not right unless it's libel, or slander in the case of verbal.
Right.
That's just part of the job. You're a public official. I mean, people may criticize you when you get on the job. You know that.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're not going to report them to police, right?
I'm sorry, but I mean, I don't know. It's not just even criticism, and there's a thin line, and I think a lot of people don't understand the thin line again between cyberbullying and cyber criticism. And if I can count the number of times I could have reported people for what they were saying
or me,
to me,
or Handi.
That will be many sus
yeah.
in Indonesia.
You know, Handi's
And they
past
would have called
girlfriends used to
me,
say,
like,
you
I
know,
wouldn't be
he's
able
not
to
polite
handle
enough.
criticism. What?
Handi didn't open the door for me. I hate him. He could have reported him to the police, and he would have sent his
Well, at
ex-girlfriend
least
to
I
jail.
didn't disturb Sarah when she put on the makeup this morning.
That's right. No, he said I did not want it.
He wasn't rushing me. Are you ready yet? Are you ready yet?
No, he told me I never disturb my wife when she's putting on her makeup.
No.
So he's smart. That's good advice. He's telling us that.
You're very smart.
That's the right thing to
Hubby,
do,
are
right?
you listening?
One last thing. The law needs to be made more clear or reworked to target only those who the law was intended to, than those who write or say dangerous things, topple the government kind of thing, right? Otherwise, we're leave it alone.
We do need to socialize laws a little bit better. We do need to have a better understanding of what those laws mean, and I think that's the basic point. It's not just, it's educating the people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. More Hot Indo is coming up. Why donating money just isn't enough.
I'm Indonesia.
I am Indonesia.
I am Indonesia.
I am Indonesia.
I'm Indonesia.
I'm Indonesia.
We are Indonesia.
Indonesian artists are awesome. Trust me.
Totally different with any other event.
Passion for fashion. Only on the Indonesia Channel.
You're watching Hot Indonesia from Jakarta. Here's hot topic number 3, hands-on help. A non-profit group opened a new learning center for needy kids this past week in South Jakarta. Judith Suryajaya's Reach Out Foundation partners with the private and public sectors in making it all happen. But what makes this effort more meaningful is the direct involvement of leaders. You know, what I mean is doing the work on the ground, yeah, not just donating money. I mean, that is good in itself, but you actually you inspire and motivate people when you're there and actually doing stuff. That's what this group did and is doing.
Yes, and I think this is an encouragement for more people to get involved in. I mean, we all know that there was a few weeks ago, what did you do again, that challenge?
The ice bucket challenge. Yeah, right. Yeah, you conveniently were not here.
It's not a convenient.
Oh, that's
well,
right.
Yeah,
You're
it
getting
was
married.
a convenient thing.
Yeah,
But, okay. But what I'm saying is, people are trying to find new ways to reach out to people, trying to find new ways to get people to be involved. And I think that sometimes the way is not exactly the best way to get people to be aware of the problem.
A waste
I'm
of
sorry,
ice, man.
Ice bucket challenge. I'm actually quite I'm a critic. But it is a way to raise awareness, and it is working. A lot of people now are more aware of what ALS is, and I think
getting back to the point.
Many people wants to help out, but they don't know the channels. So if there are more organization or non-profit organization wants to drive this and give opportunity for people to participate, hands-on participate.
Like Homes for Humanity builds homes for the poor, right? That's a global thing. Let me just read a stat. Indonesians do have good hearts when it comes to giving. The latest World Giving Index, the U.S. topped the list of the biggest charity donors with more than $330 billion. Indonesia came in at number 17. Singapore, guess what number?
I don't know.
64.
Oh, yeah, finally, Indonesia won.
So we do give. We're not
That's
talking
really
totals,
nice.
but we're talking per capita, and so people here do have good hearts.
But
sorry.
Not that Singapore doesn't, but just further down.
No, I think it's also important to notice that the charity is not only about money, but also time and effort. And I think that is something
I like that.
That is aligned to this hands-on participation.
Yeah, this strictly was donation, so maybe it's making
And
Singapore
actually,
moves
it's
up.
not just part of the culture, but it's part of the faith system. I mean, both Muslim, Christianity, it's actually a must for us to actually give. Whether it's in tithing or whether it's in our serving, or for Muslims, they actually have it's part of their faith to actually give to the needy.
Yeah, but also was very important. It's not just about the actual donation, but it's like reading to kids, playing with people at orphanages, or just giving your time to build a structure for somebody. Like people like you and me, it's important.
Absolutely. I mean, and the thing is, a lot of people might not see what I do with my foundation, the Parinama Asta Foundation, which is specifically for the fight against human trafficking. Fantastic. They think that, it's just posters and, but road shows, what we do when we go to schools and we raise awareness is actually creating more and more leaders, the next generation, to actually say, hey, you can take a part of this. And it was fantastic. Like, for example, LSPR, they have now every year,
London School, right?
London School of Public Relations. They have every year a group of students. They have to make a project to prove that involvement and everything, and just last year or 2 years ago they did a project to do with fight against human trafficking, and they donated their time. They even raised awareness, and they donated money as well.
So it's not just you throwing your billions of dollars.
No, it's not about how much money you have, but it's whatever you have in your
billions
hands.
of dollars? Okay,
I wish, amen.
How have you done? What personally have you been involved with?
Okay,
I know you've been involved.
Yeah, I was working in multinational companies before. Even in my current companies, we have lots of corporate social responsibilities.
Yes, CSRs.
But I led these volunteering programs in my previous companies, and that led to my participation going to Africa, Zambia, for conducting corporate social responsibility. So we teach children, and then we paint schools and all that. Simple activities, but it gives me a lot of satisfaction.
It gave them tremendous improvement in their lives.
That's right. And I think we know deep in our guts that that's the law of life. That's the law of life. We are the one who is lucky if we can help.
We're privileged.
Yes, we are privileged.
Everybody wins by doing that. That's the point of this.
I think one thing, though, I do want to add that Indonesians, this has happened before with the tsunami and everything, is we see more of the foreigners coming in to help than we see the Indonesians going to help, because I think we do have this thing where, I don't have anything, so I can't do anything much.
Yeah. So
I'm just one person.
Give time.
Just give your time.
Yes.
I saw some of my friends
Yes.
going over there and seeing the horrors of the tsunami, the after effect, but they just went. And we need to see more of that for people to be empowered to actually
And I'm
help.
sure we would by judging from the giving index.
We have
Indonesians
a lot
love to give.
of help. We need a lot of help here in Indonesia. and Indonesians need to
and
be
they're
part of
doing it.
that.
That's the
Okay.
best thing I heard this week, Dalton.
All right. That's why you're here. That's why he wants to be a talk
That's
show.
right.
It is feedback time now, where you get to talk to us. Sianto posted this on our Hot Indonesia Facebook page. Thank you very much for an English channel for My Indonesia. We are Indonesia wherever we are. Thank you for that sentiment shared by all who love this country around the world. Now, if you have any feedback on what you've heard or would like to suggest a topic for us to dissect, please email us at hotindo@theindonesiachannel.com or comment through our Indonesia channel Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram pages. Final words, Handi.
Okay. We used to be proud as Indonesians of being kind-hearted people, polite, and serve people with heart. I think this is the time, this is the right time for us to reignite this spirit again, that Indonesia is well known for being a kind-hearted people, polite, although we need to have a global mindset, international competencies, but we need to be a very kind people to the world.
Well said.
Yes.
All right. Final words, Sarah.
I think post the elections, we are still seeing a lot of people, as in with my friends even, there's still a divide. I think most of us feel it, and I think it is time for us to be united again and not see each other as what you believe in and where you stand. It's just a matter of, okay, this is your opinion, this is my opinion, let's respect each other, and let's move on. And as I said earlier, who you are, it's more about where you stand, and as long as you stand for that and you believe in it without causing harm to others, as I said last week, again, reiterating it, and just think about how you can be of benefit for others. Again, I'm saying that again.
Yeah, you still have friends who mad at you?
No, I'm actually sad, just
okay.
as, you know, it's actually self-reminder for myself.
All right.
too.
Okay. Well, that's good. Okay.
Yeah.
My final words. This is a great time to do business here in Indonesia. Opportunities just jump out at you, from selling detergent to building infrastructure. But please, please follow the same principles as anywhere in the world. Treat your business partner as you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
Then everyone wins.
That's nice.
Okay. That's Hot Indonesia for this week. For Sarah and Handi, I'm Dalton Tanawaka. See you next time.